Hello everyone, this is President Parrish Black of the Inner City Crusaders. Parrish Black, also known as Parrish the Prophet, and Parrish Black, the Man of God. Today is December 24th, 2011, time 3:30 p.m., a Saturday afternoon. This video is about a dream I had on December 22nd, 2011, and this video is about our son, or something to appear to be our son. The first thing I recall about this dream is that I found myself inside a waiting area. I believe this waiting area was inside an airport. I noticed that I was wearing maybe spring or summer wear. And then I noticed a young black woman. She was sitting across from me. She sat upon a bench, and I believe she had a suitcase with her. Next thing that took place in this dream was that now I heard my mother tell me to go over there to speak with her. So I walked towards the young woman, and I say hello, and she say hello to me, and she had risen up from sitting, and she was very glad to see me. Next thing that took place inside this dream was now the young woman and I, we were outside. I believe it was a late afternoon or an early evening. It may have been spring or summertime as well. We began to walk forward, and I noticed there were projects in front of us. And I noticed we had to walk through the projects to get to these buildings. And we had to cross this path here. So while we were walking, I became somewhat nervous because I do not like projects at all. More or less, projects and I do not get along. Well, in any case, I noticed the young woman also appeared that she didn't like the projects as well. She didn't say much, but she just more or less grabbed my left arm, and then I asked, can I carry her suitcase? I noticed the suitcase was rectangular, was brown, and it appeared to have a lot of things inside it. So we were walking for it and about to enter the projects, and then I looked up and I seen this. I seen this whitish, yellowish, gigantic spherical object sitting in the sky. I couldn't really tell if this was our sun or something else, but in any case, I told the young woman, well, you see this thing in the sky? Well, you know, the Earth is approximately 93 million miles away from the sun. And then while I was finishing up this sentence, I heard a white woman's voice telling me, oh, it's all about Venus. It's all about the angry goddess mother Venus. It's all about Venus. I recognized the voice from a video I made. And the video I made was about planetary alignments and also about Venus as well. So I woke up from the dream, and I laid in my bed thinking about what I just dreamt about. And something told me, well, get up and go towards the window to see if you see the planet Venus. I woke up from this dream around 5:17 p.m. So I exited the bed, I walked towards my bedroom window, and I attempted to look through the window, which I did. And I couldn't see Venus. I was expecting to see Venus around this time because the sun really sets around 5:30 here in New York City. But I couldn't see Venus because a great deal of clouds and chemtrails in the sky. So a thought came to my head, well, go to the video I made about Venus and the planetary alignments, which I will show you guys right away. This video that contains the woman, which says all about Venus, can be found in my YouTube channel called P41249. And the name of this video is called Parrish's Signs to Coming Fulfillment, Section 9, letter V, Parrish Prophecy 5, Reload. And this video has this woman mentioning, but even though it says it's been uploaded December 21st, but this video is more or less a reload. I got it from my other channel called Captain Parrish. The title is still the same. And I originally uploaded the video, this video, on June 3rd, 2011. I did some research June the 2nd, 2011, a couple of days ago, about 3 eclipses that was scheduled to take place here in June. And I came across a lady mentioning about the 3 eclipses, and she also was reading an article from space.com, and this woman, after she was reading additional stories on space.com after the top stories about the 3 eclipses, and the middle story, or the middle paragraphs, was about 4 planets, I believe, that will line up with the moon during the Memorial Day weekend. Then she continued to go down space.com webpage, and then she mentioned something about Venus. And I just want you guys to listen to what she's saying about Venus, because this is the only person outside the woman that told me my dream to look at Venus. So I want you guys to check out this video.
This happened last time. Wow, how rare is this? How lucky are we to see this? Well, when was the last time someone saw this? You know, I mean, that's just human nature to want to know those things, to be curious about that. But no, we don't get any of that from space.com, which is just another mouthpiece for NASA. Okay, we must remember that. And so we read down here, and once again I'll link the article, we can go through it all. But I have found a couple of things which just stuck out to me, because lately I've been looking at Venus, folks. Venus. It's all about Venus. Let me tell you, Venus is not what she seems, and the ancients knew that, and I'm starting to understand that, and some people that I'm working with are starting to understand that. Venus is very much not just the beautiful, sensitive, quiet, adorning, glamorous planet in the sky that we think she is. Venus is known to turn into the angry goddess too, and this is also present in all of the ancient texts when they talk about the goddess mother and the angry goddess. Okay, so let's just keep that in mind about Venus.
Okay, also I want to show you, the audience, 3 or 4 dreams that were given to me about Venus. The first one is about an elderly woman, an elderly white woman, telling me to look up in the sky to see Venus. So let me show you this first dream. The dream title is Parrish's Future Prophecy, Part 5, Section 10, 1 or 2, letter V. This is a reload. I originally uploaded this video on May 21st, 2011, and this video is inside my YouTube channel called Amazing 2007 Full. This is Section 10, letter V. There are 4 dreams in this piece that begins with the letter V. There's one dream about the Vatican. There are 2 dreams about the planet Venus. And there's one dream about a volcano. The first number in this piece is the number 1. This piece is called Section 10, 1, Venus Dream, or S10 1, VENSD. This dream is a continuation from a dream in Parrish Prophecy 5, which featured me jokingly stating that I am able to lift up the Empire State Building. And this, like I said, this dream of me trying to lift up the Empire State Building jokingly is in letter E of Parrish Future Prophecy 5. Okay, so after I try to lift up the Empire, jokingly try to lift up the Empire State Building, I then found myself inside some kind of building that was high up. This building might have been a building that had 10 stories, or maybe 11 stories. The reason why I say this is because I briefly looked at out the window of this 10 or 11-story window building, and I think I was able to see the street lights below from a 10 or 11-story height. Then I noticed I held in my right hand a small container of milk. It was daytime. The sky outside was somewhat blue. Then I also noticed I wore a short sleeve shirt. Then I spotted a short, elderly white woman who had face full of wrinkles, or face with wrinkles, and she had white hair. She stood on my right. Then she pointed her right index finger to the window. And she told me to look at Venus. I looked back at the window, and I looked up, and I looked through the window, and I told her, no, that's not Venus, that's the moon. No, and then she told me the second time, no, look up at Venus, look at Venus. So I turned away from her and I looked through the window, and I looked up into the sky, and I noticed something bright, a small sphere next to the moon. And I noticed also clouds were coming in. Then I started to focus on this white object in the heavens that were next to the moon more intensely. But a small amount of gray clouds came in and blocked out the white small object and the moon. Then I heard a lot of people cheering behind me. I turned around and I spotted lots of men, mostly white men. They were cheering at a football game, which I believe was a college football game they were watching. And then I woke up from this drink. And I have a small drawing of what I see when the lady told me to look up into the sky. And I first told her, no, that's the moon. No, she said, look at Venus. No, she said, look at Venus. So I gave a second look up into the sky, and I see the planet Venus. Okay, this is what I see in the sky. So, this is the planet Venus. Put this down here for a second. Okay, so, as you see, this is the moon. And this small white ball-like object that I see is not too far from the moon. Well, the lady told me that this object is actually the planet Venus. Now I must stress. Okay, as you see, here's the moon, and this is Venus. And in this dream, Venus apparently was close to the Earth. I believe that this thing that I thought was our sun, this, the big whitish yellowish object I thought was our sun, or, in retrospect, it may not be our sun, it could be something else. Anyhow, whatever's coming in is going to push Venus, other planets that's more or less near our sun, closer to the Earth. After I thought about this dream, after I dreamt about that big whitish yellowish sphere and a spherical object in the sky, I remember I dreamt also about Venus next to the planet Saturn. And I believe this dream was given to me in 2009 or 2010. Let me show you that dream. This dream comes from my other YouTube channel called Yes, Okay, It's Me Full, uploaded April 26, 2011, titled Parrish's Future Prophecy, 5, Section 8, 3 of 6, letter A through Y, 2010.
is the number 2. This piece is called Section 8 to Planet Dreams, or SA2PLTD. In the month of November 30th, 2009, I recorded this dream inside my dream book. Today I dreamt that I was in my room and I was doing paperwork. Then I felt compelled to walk out of my room and then to go outside and stand on top of the stoop of my home. So I stopped working and then I exited out of my room and I opened my front door and I stepped out onto the top stoop. It was a nice day out. Then I lifted up my eyes into the heavens, and then I seen the planet Saturn stationed on the right side of the sky. And then I gazed left, and I spotted a shining light, which was not too far away from Saturn. I could not tell if this very bright object was a star. Then I heard a male voice say these words behind me. The bright planet next to Saturn is the planet Venus. Then I became aware of my clothing. I noticed that I wore spring or summer wear. Then the voice behind me said these 2 last words in conjunction. And I made a drawing of this drink. As you see here, this is what I see. I stepped on the top of my stoop. These are homes across the street from my house. And here I see the planet Saturn up in the sky, which is very, very unusual. Because the planet Saturn is a giant planet, is a giant gaseous planet that's miles and miles and miles, millions of miles away from the Earth. And when the planet Saturn does come close to the Earth, we on Earth could see the planet Saturn as a bright, shining object in the night sky. But never seen the planet Saturn this close.
Video continues in Parrish Future Prophecies 5, Section 846, letter A through Y, 2010. This is the 4th video.
As you see here, this is what I seen when I stepped on the top of my stoop. These are homes across the street from my house. And here I see the planet Saturn up in the sky, which is very, very unusual. Because the planet Saturn is a giant planet, is a giant gaseous planet that's miles and miles and miles, millions of miles away from the Earth. And when the planet Saturn does come close to the Earth, we on Earth could see the planet Saturn as a bright, shining object in the night sky. But never seen the planet Saturn this close, enough where you can see its ring. And then, next to Saturn was this bright object which the voice told me was the planet Venus.
Alright, now, I just done a research. First of all, I'm going to show you the original drawing that I just held up in this video that picture the planet Saturn on the right side of the sky, and the planet, according to what I believe my archangel told me, is the planet Venus. Now, once again, for us to be able, people on Earth to be able to see Saturn's ring, means that Saturn must have been pushed close towards the Earth. Same thing. In the other dream that I just mentioned about, that in this dream contains an elderly white woman telling me to look up in the sky, look upon Venus, and then I see a white, tiny spherical object in the sky, which was Venus. So if Saturn is like more or less, visible to the Earth, where you can see its ring, and Venus is visible to the Earth, where you don't see it anymore as a shiny, bright, starlight-looking object, but as a white spherical sphere, means something have pushed these planets close to our Earth, whether the object that put the planets close to Earth is the second sun, which a lot of scientists believe is on its way, and there's a name for the second sun. It's called Nemesis. Scientists, astronomers but based on a study of galaxies and stars and stuff like that, they say predominantly most solar systems have two suns, and they believe since most solar systems have two suns, we too have a second sun out there that comes in our solar system every, I guess, 3,600 years or whatever. But anyhow, let me show you the actual drawing I made, and then I'll show the drawing. I'll show you guys the drawing, and then I'll how would I do this? More or less, I'll get the drawing and I'll take it outside in front of my house, and I'll show you the actual terrain, the homes across the street, and I'll compare the home across the street to my drawing. Okay, here's the actual drawing. I'm outside, as you see. It's 4:32 p.m. Okay, so here's the actual drawing that I made in 2009. There's a planet, Venus, the planet Saturn, so the homes are right there across the street. Okay, homes. So I'm standing here in front of my door. The homes. Okay, so that means I will see Venus over here somewhere. Right now, I think within 30 minutes from now, I'll be able to see Venus down there. So Venus is going to retrograde back. Saturn comes out around 2 in the morning here in Brooklyn, New York, and I'll see Saturn around 2 a.m. in the morning up here. Okay, so according to my angel, this is Venus. I had this name in 2009. I didn't really know too much about Venus and Venus location in space. So, like I said, Venus around 5 p.m. I should be able to see it there. And for it to double back, for this dream to come to pass, matter of fact, see Venus right there, right above that sheet. For this dream to come to pass, something actually would have to push, like I said, Venus close towards Earth where we can see it. I found a program, actually uploaded a space program called Stellarium, and anyhow, let me show you this program. It's called Stellarium, and I did some research, or as they say, I done my homework, and I found out where or when Venus will be seen here next to Saturn. This is my program, space program, Stellarium. Okay, this is Stellarium, and it's show the southern sky. So I done my homework. This is here in New York City, so I set for New York City. So let me first of all let me punch up the constellations. See there, and the drawings, or what the constellation look like according to an artist's rendering, and constellation names. Next thing I'll do is find a date, try to get a date here. Okay, so I've done my homework. So in order for this conjunction to take place that involved the planet Saturn and Venus, I discovered that conjunction, or this coming conjunction, will take place in 2012, November 28th. Let me punch up November 28th. around 9 in the morning. Okay, set down a little bit. Okay, the planet Saturn will be below constellation Virgo. Let me punch up Saturn, type in Saturn. Okay, there's a constellation Virgo. The drawing that I just showed you guys of the planet Venus and planet Saturn, and the video I made that showed the homes across the street from me. I just want to tell you that the sky that you saw is the southern sky, and as you see here, this program is set for the southern sky. So I was quite ignorant about the planets, or where the planets will be in 2009. Even though I was like an amateur astronomer, more or less stopped studying the sky until 2010, when I received a telescope and I began to see UFOs flying all over my house and on, stuff like that. Anyhow, so it's set for the southern sky. Okay, I typed in Saturn. So let's zoom in to Saturn. Okay. And lo and behold, you see Venus. So 2012, November 28th, around 9 a.m. The conjunction of Venus, the conjunction that involved the planet Venus and the planet Saturn. Let me get a zoom in. It's the planet Saturn. Let me quickly try to freeze this and work alone. Okay. See the planet Saturn. Okay. So so that angel was correct when he told me about the conjunction. Now I just found out some hours ago, because I did the homework, I did the research, that there will be a conjunction which entail the planet Venus and the planet Saturn. Okay. And once again, this conjunction will take place 2012, November 25th, around 9 a.m. near the Virgo constellation in the southwestern sky. So when this thing is quite visible, this sun, our sun, or second sun, when it becomes this visible, this large, I believe before we be able to see this, we will see these planets push forward towards the Earth before we see this close to the Earth. And since I'm mentioning about Venus, I remember I had another dream about Venus as well. I remember this particular dream that I was telling people about Venus, and that Venus will cause a flood. So let me find this dream. This dream comes from Parrish's Future Prophecy 5, Section 10, letter F, 3 of 4. It's in my other YouTube channel called Amazing 2007 Full. It was originally uploaded on May 22nd, 2011.
Number, and this piece is the number 5. This
piece is called Section 5, 5 Flooding Dream, or S105FLD. In the month of November 28, 2010, I recorded this dream inside my dream book. Today, I dreamt that I was in East New York, Brooklyn, somewhere around Cozine Avenue and Astor Street. And I was with my friend and my mother. And we were in a car, and my mother was driving. And she was driving, and she parked the car. And then we gone into a house. But I stayed outside. My friend and mother going into a house. And then I felt inspired to tell people about a coming flood. So more or less, I stood in the streets. It was daytime. And I was more or less telling people to repent of your sins. Repent of your sins because a flood is coming. And this flood is going to kill hundreds of thousands. So before I left this particular dream, I mentioned something about Venus. Kind of like Venus has something to do with the flooding that was on its way here in Brooklyn, New York. Before I close out this video, I remembered that I had a dream also about this same object you see here in my drawing. I remember that I have drawn this in 2009. See, they both are the same. They both are big, and they are both whitish yellow, and they both hovered over buildings. Okay, this one I believe was in October 2009. And this one, of course, is December 22nd, 2011. Let me show you the video I made about this, which is here. And this video is called Parrish's Future Prophecy 3, Section 6, 4, 5, letter B through W, 2009. And I had originally uploaded this video on April 25th, 2011, and is in my YouTube channel, other YouTube channel called Yes, Okay, It's Meatful.
This piece is called Section 6, One Sun Dream, or S6, 1S and D. In the month of October 15, 2009, I recorded this dream inside my dream book. Today I dreamt that I left a movie theater, and then I stepped outside of this theater. Then my eyes noticed a thin white man dressed in casual wear. This individual stood on my right. Then he said something to me about the sun. Then I looked up in front of me, and I beheld the sun. The sun was unusually large, and its color was a combination of off-white and a light touch of yellow. I'm not sure if the sun I seen inside this dream was rising or setting, because the sun was stationed over some buildings I seen on the horizon. Then I seen a bright glowing cloud that stood on the right of the sun, with the big bright object stationed behind the cloud, and next to the sun made the sky before me appear to have two suns in the air. Then the white man had nailed on his left knee, and he pointed his index finger to the sky, and he said to me, the sun and the thing in the sky will trigger the Muslims and their Arab nations to begin to interpret what is in the sky as their sign. And I have a drawing of this particular dream, which is the last drawing in Parrish Prophecy 3. Now in this dream, I seen, like I said earlier, I seen the sun, which was unusually large, and it was like off-white with a touch of yellow. And this sun was over several buildings which were in front of me, and on the side of the moon I seen
The side of the sun, excuse me.
and something which was very bright behind the cloud, and from my vantage point, it looked like there were two suns in our sky, which was quite unusual thing for me to see inside this dream.
Time now is 5:15 p.m. The sun more or less just set. Okay, you see that shiny bright object right there above the tree? Well, that shiny bright object is the planet Venus. So once again, I will say, based on my study, the planet Venus right there will retrograde back in 2012, November 28th, 2012, Venus will be over here in the morning, 9 a.m. in the morning, and it will conjunct it with planet Saturn, which will be right there. Well, I guess this is it. Thanks for watching my video, and everyone have a Merry Christmas.